let's get into the out of the park baseball. We got an interesting one here for you tonight. It is the 4-15 Troy Haymakers, who are 1-9 in their last 10 games. They are 0-8 on the road this season. They are traveling to New York City, New York, to face the New York Mutuals, who are 7-7 so far this season, 3-3 at home, in fact, and should be a good game. But Troy very much out of it. They're very much no longer really in the playoff hunt. They're 6.5 games back in the National League. Troy, or New York, right in the mix. They are one game back, and in need of a big win here. Troy, a loss here pretty much eliminates them. They're 19 games into the 32-game season. They only have 13 games left. They'll be down to 12, and a loss here would put them 7 games back. It would look rather grim for Troy with a loss here tonight. That being said, let's get into your starting lineup, starting with the Troy Haymakers. Leading off is shortstop Jimmy Holland. He's batting 230 with three RBIs so far this season. Bill Craver, second baseman, bats second, 226 average, 6 RBIs. Ezra Sutton, third baseman, will bat third, 1 home run, 18 RBIs with a 341 average so far this season. Fred Tracy, the left fielder, is in the fourth spot. He's got a 318 average, 2 home runs with his 18 RBIs this season. Jim Foran, the first baseman, will bat fifth, 298 average, 1 home run, 14 RBIs. Patty Quinn, center fielder, bats sixth, 194 average, only 4 RBIs, one of the colder hitters on this team. Frank Norton, the right fielder, is batting seventh. He's got a 250 average, 2 RBIs so far this season. Bill Lennon, the catcher, bats eighth. He's got a 236 average with 12 RBIs. And then pitcher Harry Wright rounds things off. 312 average, 4 RBIs so far this season. For the New York Mutuals, Mike McGarry, the second baseman, leads things off. 317 average, 5 RBIs so far this season. Steve Bellin, the third baseman, will bat second. He's batting 367, 9 RBIs so far this season. Cal McVeigh, catcher, bats third, 333 average, 1 home run, 7 RBIs. Henry Burroughs, who was one of the colder hitters as well, the left fielder, batting in the cleanup spot, 219 average there, 7 RBIs so far this season. But then pitcher Whitey Walters is one of the hottest hitters right now, 259 average, 9 RBIs so far this season. He's in the 5 spot. Art Allison in the 6 spot, the center fielder, batting 328 with 5 RBIs. So far in this season, Charlie Pabor bats seventh, the right fielder, batting 267, 10 RBIs this season. George Ewell will bat eighth. He's the first baseman, batting 133 with 2 RBIs so far this season. Pete Donnelly's got 9 ribbies on a 286 average. The shortstop rounds off the order. Harry Wright will take the mound for Troy. He is 3-11. In his 18 starts, 4 no decisions, 6.02 ERA with a 1.93 whip. He is 0-1 versus New York so far this season, having had a 2.38 ERA in their previous matchup. Riney Walters is on the mound for New York, 7-7 in his 14 starts, 1.91 ERA with a 1.17 whip. He is 2-0 versus Troy so far this season, just 1 ERA in those 2 games earlier this season. 2:05 first pitch start from the Union Grounds in Brooklyn, New York. 1,066 are expected to be in attendance. Clear skies and 69 degrees. For those of you that use Celsius, that is 21. And we are about to go. No, I'm sorry. For those of you that use Celsius, that is 20. We are very windy, wind blowing in from the left at 16 miles an hour. Jimmy Holland settling in. It's Riney Walters on the mound. We're ready for the first pitch, but before we get started, we got to have our first inning sponsor. Pixelated Suits is an awesome Colombian American streamer who streams everything from Fallout New Vegas, Football Manager, a little bit of Oblivion, a little bit of Battlefield 6. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Pixelated Suits is our sponsor. He's also just a stand-up guy. But he's our sponsor for tonight's first inning. Holland is ready. We are ready. Let's get underway here tonight. And the first pitch coming in. That's grounded over to first. That'll be taken to the bag itself, and that is going to be Holland and retired on a U3. One pitch, one out. That'll bring up Bill Craver, the second baseman. First pitch to Craver incoming. Here's the 1-0. Here's the first pitch. That's high and away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Grounded foul to the backstop. It'll be 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Grounded to the backstop again. It'll be 1-2 now. For those wondering, the new Out of the Park baseball comes out in 8 days. Yes, I will be getting it next week. And on top of that, not only will I be getting it, but we will be carrying this save over into the new Out of the Park baseball. The 15th, 16th will be the final weekend of Out of the Park baseball 26, and then we will be carrying the save over to Out of the Park 27. So look forward to that. Another piece of news there I forgot to tell you guys before I started, but there you go. Here's the 1-2 now to Craver. And he's grounded that foul. He stays alive. 1-2 still. Here's the 1-2. That's taken low and inside. 2-2 now. The 2-2 pitch. He's run that inside. 3-2. This OOTP series and the upcoming hockey series have inspired me to do something similar if I restart my 2013 F1 manager thing. Become an observer rather than an active participant. Yeah, it's neat to see the world evolve kind of in front of your eyes in a way, you know. So here's the 3-2. That's grounded foul. And he stays alive. 9th pitch of the at-bat incoming. Here's the first pitch. That is lined into left, and that is going to be a base hit. Bill Craver gets aboard with a single. I'm glad that I can inspire you. That makes me happy. But, yeah, man, how's that? I know you haven't streamed in a while, right, Kadava? I think you parked your stream and that save for a while, if I remember correctly. Here's Ezra Sutton settling in. Oh, yeah, that's right. The save got corrupted. That's right. 1 on, 1 out. Throw over to first, and the runner is back safely. Here's the first pitch. That's a called strike. The throw over to second. Not in time. And Craver's stolen second base. See, that's the worst. When the file gets corrupted, that's the absolute worst. Here's the 0-1 to Sutton. He's grounded that foul. Here's the 0-2 to Sutton. He takes one below the knees, 1-2. That's my biggest fear with the FM saves. Here's the 1-2. That's high, 2-2. And I do a 10-file rolling autosave as well. But I do have the autosaves going every day. Here's the 2-2. That is grounded over to short. This is going to be on to first. That's in plenty of time. Runner doesn't move. And that is 2 away now. Although I have absolutely cooked in the one save multiple idiots. The pass around save I have absolutely cooked. He said doo-doo. What's up, Stuart? I have signed some good players. No, 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 no. No, I was at Sporting Colvina in Portugal on my last go around, and then I was the last one in the turn, like in the rotate. I was the last one in the rotation, so I got to pick the new club. So I picked Seattle, and then immediately had to hand the save over. And there have been, I think, 3 managers before me. Swanky was before me, Raz was before me, and I think Rick was before me. And now, because you re-roll the manager order at the end of the rotation, and I got 4th. I'm pretty sure I got 4th. So now we're at Seattle still. The next 4 managers have to be at Seattle, and it's Sam. I think it's Sam, Ducky, Lou, and Skull are the last 4. And try not to rant about current events. Don't worry about it, bro. But we absolutely cooked. Like I found a keeper in Mexico with a 3.6 million release clause. I have a 12 million transfer budget. Triggered that. Signed him, who's on 19,000 a week, but he's not a designated player. I got him on an under 22 initiative contract because he's 21 years old. So I signed him on a U22 initiative. So not only does 30% of that 19,000 not hit the wage cap, but then I can buy down the rest with the GAM. I walked into a club with 12 million in transfer budget and 28 million in GAM, which means I had so much to play with. I've gone to like other clubs like New York City. First off, I bought a shit ton of international spots for Sam because we only had 8 and we were using 6. So I said, well, let me set the next guy up well. So I bought, I think, 8 more international spots. So now the club has 16 international spots, and I bought them permanently. Yeah, you can use Scam to buy down your salary cap. Yep. So I had 28 million in that. So I spent 4 million buying 8 international spots permanently. And then I spent another million buying down the salary cap impacts of what I currently have so I could sign more players, because the guy before me, let's take the first pitch to Fred Tracy, by the way, real quick. That's going to be a pass ball, and that is going to allow Craver to get the third. And I want to know who was the count. So Rick, I can tell, didn't want the freshest prince. What's up? He didn't want anybody. He didn't really care for MLS. He didn't want to be in MLS at all whatsoever. So he just played the games and moved on. And I walked into a squad of only 21 players with 1 goalkeeper. What's up, Chasing Lanely? So I needed a goalkeeper. Found a fucking class one in Mexico. But then I started wheeling and dealing for players. Like I went to whoever it was. I think it was Colorado. And I said, I'll give you 500 cash and 600 GAM, and I'll give you a 3rd round draft pick for this player. And they were like, sure. And got a young midfielder in who's on a reserve contract. And then, because he had all senior contracts. So Rick didn't want to deal with the registration crap, so he just signed everybody to senior contracts. So I barely had any off-budget players. So I'm like, well, if I'm going to look for players, I'm going to look for decent reserve or senior minimum salary contracts at other clubs in MLS, so that when I trade for them to absorb their contract, they just go off budget and they don't hit the salary cap. And that's what I did. I found like 4 or 5 good players who were on reserve or senior minimum salary contracts, traded for them, and then just registered them because they don't hit the cap. They're off budget players. So it was great. Here's the 1-0, and that is wide 2-0. But we've done really well. We've done really well. I found a 16-year-old wonder kid who was in Norway, who was at an amateur club, who wanted a professional contract, or he was at a semi-amateur club who wanted a professional contract that they couldn't offer him. So he left on a free, and I came in immediately and swooped him in. He can't even play for me. He can't play till he's 18, so literally Sam is going to get him for half a season, but he's dynamite, dude. He's dynamite. He's so good. I'll post pictures of him tomorrow if I remember. He's going to be an outrageous player. Like, he has a nat fitness of 20, and he's 16. Like, that's how good of a player he's going to be. And, yeah, he's going to... And everyone's like, oh, we could... Sam was like, I could make a pretty buck off him. We could really bolster the club's account. I'm like, dude, we have 50... We had, like, I think after the transfer window closed and I spent $6 million, the club still has $52 million in the bank account. Like, we're financially, we're so fine. Here's the 2-0. And that's grounded over to second. On to first, that's in time, and the side is retired. No run. What's up, Pix? No runs, one hit, and one man left on base. We're going to go to the bottom of the first. It's a scoreless game. The ads are here in 16 minutes, so I'm going to run the full 3-minute break now so they don't interrupt. And then we'll go back to 90-second breaks during the half inning. But of course, first inning, I just want to sweep them out, and yeah. Picks, you'd be so proud of me, dude. I'm wheeling and dealing in MLS like a madman. Welcome in, Dougie. How have you been? We've been great. We're gonna take a quick 3-minute break. We'll be back with more in 3 minutes. welcome back. Oh, camera. Camera's buggy. Camera's blurry. Camera doing the blur. There we go. All right. See, this is why you're mod here, Pix. Because you reminded me. I'm doing a giveaway. Pix, look at the announcements in Discord when you get a minute. I am doing a giveaway. It is ! Giveaway. It's going to run for the entire month of March. But there you go. The prize is a 1776 kit. And I just happen to have the kit right here. Right here. So for those that don't know what the 1776 kit is or what it looks like, the images all along the shirt represent the images of Philadelphia. It has, you know, the Constitution in there. It has the William Penn Tower, which is where City Hall is, woven in there. And on the giveaway, I am even allowing you to get a player name and number of your choosing. Does it have Patty's Pub? I don't think it has Patty's Pub, no. But that's the kit. One of the best ones this season. I actually haven't done a kit review yet of all the teams. It got a lot of hate on the Reddit, actually, believe it or not. But that's Reddit for you. Definitely check the announcement, though, Pix, because if you enter the giveaway and you would like a Red Bulls kit instead, I have no issue buying you if you win the giveaway, I have no issue buying you a Red Bulls kit of a player of your choice from the Red Bulls team. I'm making that exception for you, Crazy Surfer Dude, and Bizarre Brigade. But just choose any player on the Union then, and you'll fill out the form tomorrow. Absolutely. But definitely check it out. I believe last I checked, it had 4 responses. I can check right now real quick. It has 5. We've gotten a 5th response. So, yeah. If I look at all of the responses, and it just got a 6th response. Okay. Oddly enough, if I look at all the responses, the number 1 player that's been requested is Kevin Sullivan. Of course it is. He's going to Man City anyway. But yeah, definitely check it out. Just please read the terms and conditions very carefully. There's not a lot of them, but just please make sure you do so. And yeah, definitely have a pop. We're gonna do the draw for the giveaway live on stream, and I did a giveaway around Hall. Tottenham, Chelsea, and City are interested. Oh wow! I did a giveaway way back in 2020/2021, and I'm gonna run the giveaway the exact same way, and that is that I'm literally gonna pull the names, and the first name that I pull goes to the bottom of the order. And then the next name I pull becomes second bottom, and and I'm going to keep pulling names until I pull 1 left. So the last person remaining on the wheel is going to be the man that or woman that wins the giveaway. And then they get 7 days to claim the prize. And if they don't, it goes to the next person in order, and they go to the next person until somebody claims the prize. So if you guys are watching this on YouTube, get your ass over to the Twitch, because part of the conditions is you have to be a member of both. You have to be following this channel and a member of the Discord since at least the 17th of March. So And that rule's in there to reward you guys that have been here for a long time and not allow people to just come in for the giveaway and pop out for the giveaway, because I've had people do that before. I've had people who literally have come into my stream just for the times I've given away like a Steam gift card and stuff, and they never come to stream ever again. And it's like, we're not going to... That rule is in place so that the people who have been here are at least here for a while. So, yeah, I know. I'm just saying that's why whenever I do a giveaway, there's some sort of you have to have been but I also didn't want people who just stumble into the stream to automatically be disqualified. So there's a little bit of a 2-week window where they can join the Discord, follow the channel, qualify for the giveaway, but then they can't just like come in and try to bomb the giveaway. You know what I mean? Like it's a little bit of a balance. So, but welcome in. Right. Bottom first. Mike McGeary's settling in. It's Harry right on the mound. Yeah. You've been here for a while, Ducky. Word album so far today. I still have to finish the Jamiroquai one. I got a little further today. Oh. But I had a meeting and that took up a lot of my time. Here's the first pitch to McGeary. And that's popped up in the infield. Second baseman's coming in for it. He's going to grab it. And that is going to be the first out. So P4 on that one. A1 Ward. What's good, A1 Ward? How are you, brother? I'm gonna get you a shout out in the top of the. You are now due for the top of the 5th inning. So if I remember correctly, I found you through Cello. Probably that's a possibility. How you doing, Ward? Guys, I'm gonna shout him out properly in the 5th inning. But if you're not already following A1 Ward, go give him a follow. Great content creator. Between the Tuesday Waffle and the Football Manager, literally one of the most entertaining men on Twitch. I'm doing very well. How are you doing? We're doing great, man. We're back with some baseball. The final day in June. I've had a slew of announcements today, including a giveaway we're doing, including 3 new games we're going to be streaming. That's right, not 1 new game, not 2 new games, but 3 new games we're going to be streaming soon. And yeah. Been really good. Thank you, Stream Elements. Right. That's going to bring up Steve Bellin, third baseman. Here's the first pitch to Bellin. Nobody on, 1 out. And he takes that inside for ball 1, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Swung on and missed. That's 1-1. So the 1-1 pitch. That's grounded to the backstop, foul to the backstop, and it'll be 1-2 now, the count. Here's the 1-2. Inside, ball 2. And the count is even now at 2-2. Hope you and Chad are all good. Doing good, Ducky. Finally getting over the last of my sickness. I'm at the football on Saturday. That should be interesting. It's actually the only bad thing about going to the football Saturday is I'm literally going to get home at like midnight. And our clocks jump forward Saturday night into Sunday. So I'm losing an hour's sleep Saturday night anyway, and I'm going to be getting home at midnight to begin with. So here's the 2-2. That's popped up in foul territory. Third baseman's there. He makes the grab. And Bellin is retired. So 2 down here in the bottom of the 1st. New York just a game back of Chicago at the top of the National League. Remember, only the top team in the pennant makes the World Series. So much needed game for them. They're going up against the worst team in baseball. As Cal McVay, the catcher, settles in. Here's the first pitch to McVay. And he takes that low and away, 1-0. Troy trying to just stay alive in this season. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's right down the chute for a strike. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Outside, ball 2. And now the hitter's ahead a little bit here, 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. That's lined into left. That is a fair ball. And that is off the wall, and this is going to be a lot of bases for McVeigh. He gets a triple as he slides into third. Safe is the call. And now there's a runner 90 feet away for Henry Burroughs, the left fielder. He is not one of the best hitters on this lineup for New York, and he's on a bit of a slump. But he has an opportunity to put New York here ahead with a runner on third, 2 down. First pitch to Burrow. And he's going to take that right at the lettering for a strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Swung on and missed. That's 0-2. Hitter behind here, 0-2 the count. That's below the knees. It's 1-2. 1-2 pitch to Burroughs. He's grounded this over to second. That's on to first in time. And the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit. They leave 1 aboard. We go top second here in Brooklyn, New York. It's a scoreless ball game. Due up first for the Troy Haymakers will be first baseman Jim Foran. But first, new inning, new sponsor. A bit bummed because his F1 save kicked the bucket, but give him a follow anyway because he's a class guy and he'll eventually stream some more content. From the great land of Australia, the ever so excellent Kadava sponsors tonight's second inning. Top second here in Brooklyn. Jim Foran's in the batter's box. Here's the first pitch to lead off the second inning. And he's fanned on it. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's high. Ball 1. The count is even at 1-1. Here's the pitch. Grounded back up towards short. Over to first. That's in time for the out. One away. That'll bring up Patty Quinn, center fielder. Nobody on, one away. First pitch to Quinn. And that's taken inside for a ball. It's 1-0. Troy looking for their first win on the road. 0-8 so far this season. Here's the 1-0. Called strike, and that's 1-1. New York 3-3 at home, 4-4 on the road, 7-7 overall. As here's the 1-1 pitch. And that is below the knees, 2-1. I have faith in the miraculous Troy playoff run. I don't think they're going to do it, but Chicago hasn't necessarily given anybody faith they're going to run away with the division. Here's the 2-1. That's grounded foul. It'll be 2-2. Here's the 2-2. It's fouled off again. 2-2 it remains. I'm hoping we make the playoff run. We've had quite the turnaround as well. I think we're 7-8 or something like that. 7-9. So I'm like, we're not out of it yet either. But we got a little bit more work to do. Here's the 2-2. That's below the knees. 3-2 now. Yeah, I'm hoping we make the playoff push. Here's the 3-2. Grounded back up through the hole. That's a really good stop from the shortstop, but it's just hit too hard. It's an infield single, and but Donnelly making a good play to keep it from becoming a two-bagger. And now that brings up Frank Norton, who has a runner on first and one down. First pitch to Norton. He's going to bunt that right back to the mound. The throw over to first. That's in time. And the sac bunt gets the man over to second, but there's two outs. I don't know. I'm not 100% sure I would have sacked Bunt in that case. He had speed at first base as well. Could have been worth maybe risking it for a biscuit on the steal, but either way. Runner on second, two down. Here's Bill Lennon, catcher. Settles in. First pitch to Lennon. And he's flying that right at the third baseman, who's got it for the final out of the inning. No runs, one hit. They leave one aboard yet again. We go bottom second here in Brooklyn, New York. It's a scoreless game. We are going to take ourselves a 90-second. Okay, didn't realize time. Good night. Oh, good night, Ducky. Take care of yourself, man. Right, due up first for the New York Mutuals will be pitcher Riney Walters. We're going to take a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Welcome back. Bottom second here in Brooklyn. No score in this ball game. Riney Walters is settling in to the batter's box now. Harry Wright to pitch to him in order to lead off this bottom second. First pitch to Walters. That's outside, ball one. Here's the 1-0 pitch. That's chopped foul. It'll be 1-1. Troy having quite a few struggles in their recent outings. They had a very good chance of actually picking up a few wins. Got absolutely crushed by Boston 16-6, but that was off the back of a 9-run sixth inning from Boston, and then couldn't get anything going against Rockford in a 15-2 loss there. Started to rally to tie the game they played against Washington back on the 20th, but then surrendered 5 in the top of the 7th to fall to 7-2 in that one. So it's been glimpses of quality from Troy, but they haven't been able to put it all together over 9 innings. Here's the 1-1. That's high ball too. Definitely. I mean, the Rockford game they weren't in, sure, but still, they have been there or thereabouts. They also lost to Rockford 10-4 back on the 9th of June. So it just seems pitching has left the side. That was the only thing really keeping it together. Here's the 2-1. That's lined into center field. And that is a base hit. Walters continues his hot streak. He has got himself a double for his efforts. A leadoff double for pitcher Riney Walters. And New York's got the leadoff man aboard here in the second. The 5.96 ERA from Harry Wright right now. Plus, it was above 6 before this game started. Not what Troy were hoping for when they drafted him at the start of the season. Here's Art Allison, center fielder. Runner on second, nobody out. And that's taken just off the plate, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. He's going to bunt that down. They got to get it over to first. Can they? It's a soft throw, and it's beaten out by Allison. Allison beats the throw. And just like that, Riney Walters goes to third. How do you throw a ball that slow over 10 yards? That's the match engine for you. But that's just the match engine. But yeah, I know. It's almost like you gave a little underhand, and Art Allison hustled down the line. Beats the throw. And now there's runners on the corners. Nobody out still. Charlie Pabor settling in, one of the better hitters on the bottom side of this lineup. Here's the first pitch to Pabor, and he's going to take that for a called strike. It's 0-1. Yeah, there's certain nuances about the match engine in OOTP, that's for sure. I just hope they build something like this in Franchise Hockey Manager going forward, because the one they have in 12 is cool, but it's like nowhere near adequate enough. Here's the 0-1. That's taken high and in. It's 1-1. And I'm the crazy bastard who's going to try to commentate that Franchise Hockey Manager engine, by the way. Here's the 1-1. That's right back up the middle, base hit, and New York's on the board. RBI single for Charlie Pabor. His 11th RBI of the season. Coming in to score is Riney Walters, and New York has taken a 1-0 lead. That'll bring up George Ewell, first baseman, first and second, nobody out. Ewell batting 133. He's going to look at strike one at the lettering. Here's the 0-1. That's lined into left. Left fielder's there. He's got it. And that is the first out of the inning. Pete Donnelly, the shortstop, settles in. First pitch to him taken inside, ball one. Here's the 1-0. That's lined into left. Is that going to stay fair? It just drifts foul based on the wind. One pitch. He's popped this up in the infield, drifting into foul territory. First baseman's over there. He's dropped it. He's dropped it. He's dropped the ball. E3. Jim Foran gets credited with the error. And now there's still one away. It goes down. He touched it in foul territory, which means it is a foul ball. even though the ball landed in fair territory. It was touched in foul territory, which means it's a foul ball. And it's 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. And that's low and away, 2-2. Here's the 2-2. And that's popped up. This is in fair territory this time. Shortstop's under it. And this time he will make the grab. And Donnelly is retired. Back to the top of the order, and Mike McGarry, he popped up his first at bat. 2-1, 2 out. First pitch to McGarry is lined right at the third baseman. He's got it. And the side is retired. 1 run on 2 hits, and they left 2 aboard. We go to the top of the third. New York has a 1-0 lead. New ending means it's time for a new sponsor. DM Stewart is an awesome retro game speedrun commentator. He also does some speedruns himself, mainly in FF6, but he's been dabbling in FF1 recently as well. He's a commentator as well for speedrunning, and he posts when he does his commentary in our Discord in the Look At Me section, so definitely check him out. Really reverse those. You got it. But definitely check him out. The great DM Stewart is our sponsor for tonight's third inning. Well, it says you were last playing FF3. So I'm only going off what it says there. But yeah, I think you went live the other night with FF1. I can't remember if you went live with a practice run yourself for FF1 or you've been playing FF1R a lot longer. Nice. Okay. So there you go. So he's the king of FF1. Bow down to the king. But yeah, he's been playing FF1 randomizer longer. And I believe he was streaming it the other night. Give him a follow if you haven't already. Stewart is the sponsor for tonight's third inning. It'll be Jimmy Holland in the top of the order that settles in. I'm sorry, it'll be Harry Wright, the pitcher, and the 9 spot to lead things off here in this third inning. Here's the first pitch to Walters, and that's taken below the knees, 1-0. Benners, Bobby. I haven't really been live with runs of FF1R recently, mostly because the runs I've been doing are vetting runs for our new part. Oh, okay, nice. You must have been commentating it the other day then. Welcome in, Bobby. How are you, bro? Right, 1-0 pitch to Harry Wright. And that's below the knees, 2-0. Commentating, yes, now it will be again tonight. There you go. Have you know what? I meant to ask you, is there any other games outside of the Final Fantasy series that you commentate speedruns for? Like Sonic or Super Mario RPG Legend of the Seven Stars or anything like that. Here's the 2-0 to Harry Wright. Grounded over to second. That's in plenty of time. And Wright is retired. 4-3 on the putout. Top of the order now. Jimmy Holland settling in. He grounded out to the first baseman his last at-bat. Here's the first pitch to him. And he's lined this right at the third baseman who's got it. for the second out of the inning. You've commentated Dragon Warrior, Randomizer, Zelda. That's right. Mainly I commentate on randomizers, though. Got it. Yeah, I think I've seen you do Zelda once. Yeah, and it was, I think, if I remember correctly, it was A Link to the Past. I don't know if you count that as Zelda 3. I know Zelda 1 and Zelda 2. I remember Zelda 2 got a lot of hate for being an awful game, but I do remember playing that and beating that as a kid. And I remember A Link to the Past. I don't really remember Zelda 1 very much. A Link to the Past is Zelda 3. Nice, okay. Bill Craver settles in. He got a single and a stolen base his last at bat. This is his last time up. Here's the first pitch. That's off the plate away. 1-0. Great game, by the way. In my opinion, still to this day, the best Zelda game that's been released. Wind Waker is a very close second. I loved Wind Waker. But between Wind Waker and Link to the Past, I think they're the best Zelda games I've probably in the series. Here's the 1-0. And he's going to take that right down to shoot for a strike. It's 1-1. Everyone's going to scream at me now and tell me Twilight Princess, but yeah. Probably what you saw was the co-op. Yeah, it was. You are right. Yes. Actually. I think that was the first stream I actually saw of your commentary. Here's the 1-1. And that's grounded to the backstop. It's 1-2. A lot of people might say Majora's. What was the other one? Ocarina of Time as well. Ocarina is really good, actually. Here's the 1-2. And that's way inside. 2-2. That tournament was an absolute blast. Got to do it again, man. Got to do it again. Here's the 2-2 to Bill Craver. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. And the side is retired. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We go bottom third in Brooklyn. New York's got a 1-0 lead. Due up first for the New York Mutuals will be third baseman Steve Bellin in the 2-3-4 spot. We're going to take what I've been doing, what I'm mostly doing now is the FF1 randomizer new player program. Nice. Nice. We're going to take ourselves a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Sorry, I had to block a bot. We're back. Bottom third here in New York. 1-0 Mutuals. 2-3-4 spot due up. Steve Bellin settles in. He popped up his last at bat. It'll be Harry Wright back on the mound. You know what? I've been thinking about it. I really want to play like Final Fantasy 1, 4, and probably 1, 4, 6, and 7 on stream. But the remakes that they did for like Steam and all that, I don't like it. I don't like how they remix the music and the graphics and all. I want that OG feel. So it would have to be an emulator, and I'm pretty sure pure emulation is banned. Like the mod, the 2K6 mod, it's a whole different game. It's a modification. It's a completely different thing. But the pure emulation, I think, would be, you know what I mean? Like I would play Super Mario RPG as well, Legend of the Seven Stars, doing that. Because the original, because that is a phenomenal game. There's so many little nuances to 100% that game as well. I never quite could do it, but, right. Here's Steve Bellin. First pitch to him. And that's called strike on the outside part of the plate. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. And he's going to take strike 2. And it's 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Inside, ball 1. 1-2 now. The 1-2 pitch. He's fouled that off to stay alive, and it's 1-2 still. The 1-2. In the dirt, 2-2. Here's the 2-2. In the dirt again, 3-2. Full count pitch. And he's walked him. He has walked him. Steve Bellin gets a base on balls. He was down 0-2. And he fought back to take a walk. What an at-bat from Steve Bellin. A 7-pitch walk. That'll bring up Cal McVeigh. He tripled in his first at-bat. Here's McVeigh. Swung on and missed. That's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That's lined into the gap, into right field. And McVeigh has got himself a single. Bellin will be held at second. Or he will stop at second. And now it's first and second. Nobody out here for New York to start the third. Here's the 1-2. Here's the pitch to Henry Burroughs, who grounded his first at bat. That's inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. And he's lined this into right, but that's right at the right fielder. And runners are not going to be able to move off the back of that. So 1 away here. Runners on first and second for Riney Walters, who doubled his first at bat. He is the run scorer. First throw over to second. He's back in time. Here's the first pitch. Swung on and missed. That's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. He's lined that into right. Staying fair. And it lands. It just drifts foul. Oh, 0-2 to count. Here's the pitch. He's fouled that off. Still alive here is Walters. Walters 0-2. He takes that low. 1-2. 1-2 pitch. Popped up in foul territory. It goes back into the seats. And Walters still alive at 1-2. Here's the 1-2. He's grounded that right back up to the mound. He's going to go to second. He's got him at second base. So it's a fielder's choice, 1-6. Walters does get to second base. Cal McVay, or first base. Cal McVay is the man thrown out at second base. Steve Bellin will reach third. And now it'll be runners on the corners with 2 outs. That brings up Art Allison. He sacrificed his, or sorry, he had a single his last at bat. He bunted for a single his last at bat. Here's the first pitch. That's high. 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That's shot into center field, but high and playable. Center fielder's there. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit, and they left 2 aboard. We go to the top of the 4th. It is a 1-0 New York lead. 3, 4, 5 spot due up first in this inning. It'll be Ezra Sutton. That'll lead things off. But first, new inning, new sponsor. Chasing Lamely is a Football Manager streamer. She's also done, or they've also done Project Zomboid, City Skylines. Check them out if you haven't already. Chasing Lamely is our sponsor for tonight's 4th inning. It's Ezra Sutton to lead things off. Grounded out. His first at bat. First pitch to Sutton, and that's off the plate away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Popped up in foul territory. Catcher's there. He makes the grab. And Sutton is retired on just 2 pitches. That'll bring up Fred Tracy. He grounded out his first at bat. First pitch to Tracy, and he's lined this into right. Right fielder takes a few steps back, and he's got it for what is the second out of the inning. That'll bring up first baseman Jim Foran. Grounded out his last at bat. First pitch to Foran, and he takes that way off the plate away. It's 1-0. It has been 7 in a row retired for Rodney Walters. Here's the 1-0. He's lined this into left. That's a base hit. That's where the streak stops. And that is a single by Jim Foran. Commentator's curse on that one, as he's aboard with 2 outs. Center fielder Patty Quinn settles in now. He singled his last at bat. 1-2 out here in the top 4th. Here's the first pitch to him. He swung on and missed, and that's 0-1. Here's the 0-1, and that is, I think, off the plate away, 1-1. The 1-1 lined into right. Is that going to stay fair? No, it just lands foul. Umpires throw the hands up. That is foul. That's a 1-2 count to Patty Quinn. Here's the pitch. He's lined this in the left. Does that stay fair? No, that drifts foul. And we do it again at 1-2. Here's the pitch. Into the seats it goes. 1-2 still. The 1-2. Popped up into the seats. Here's the 1-2. And that's fouled again. Fighting to stay alive is Patty Quinn. Here's the 1-2. Fouled into the seats again. The 1-2. And that is going to get by the catcher. That's a wild pitch. Foreign goes to second. And that's also a ball. So here's the 2-2 pitch. He's taking that off the plate away. 3-2. Full count to Patty Quinn. Here's the pitch. He has ripped this into left. That is going to hug the line and it's going to land fair. Umpire signals it's a fair ball. Foreman goes to third. He's in there safely. Patty Quinn is held at first. And a gutsy at bat from Quinn has put him aboard, and runners on the corners now with 2 outs. That brings up Frank Norton. He sacrificed bunted his last at bat. First pitch to Norton. Runners on the corners, 2 away. He's grounded that over to the shortstop. The throw over to first. It's a bad throw. It's an E6. Scoring on the play is Jim Foreign. Going to second is Patty Quinn, and it's 2-0 New York. Or I'm sorry, it's 1-1. I'm sorry, it's not 2-0 New York. It's a tie ball game. Beg your pardon. That brings up Bill Lennon, the catcher. He lined out to third baseman his last at bat. This one's ripped into left center. High but playable. And the center fielder tracks over and he makes the grab, and the side is retired. 1 run on 2 hits. They leave 2 aboard. We go to the bottom of the 4th, and we've got ourselves a tie ball game. It's the 7, 8, 9 spot for New York that will be due up. Charlie Pavor to lead things off. He's got himself an RBI single in this game. We're going to take a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Right, welcome back. Bottom 4th here in Brooklyn. New York surrendering a run. We got ourselves a tie game. And 7-8-9 due up here for New York. It'll be Charlie Papor leading things off. He has the RBI single in this game. First pitch incoming. He's grounded out right in front of the plate. And the throw over to first. That's in time. And Papor is retired on a 2-3 putout. That brings up George Ewell. He flied out the left his last at bat. First pitch to Ewell. That's grounded over to short. Long throw over to first, but it's in time. And Ewell is retired. So 2 pitches, 2 outs here in the bottom 4th. Update on scheduling, by the way. Yes, I'm going to be streaming 7 days a week now outside of the football. Tomorrow will be Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation. We're going to take a little break from the serious sports and play the pickup one. And then we're no stream Saturday because I am at the football. Out of the Park Sunday morning at 11 a.m. Eastern. And when that game concludes, we'll bundle it over into Football Manager. More Out of the Park on Monday. Monday night, I should say. Tuesday night, no stream because I am at the Champions League game. Wednesday will be Tyman Squad, the brand new game that came out last night. And then Football Manager next Thursday on the 12th. Next Friday, the 13th, will be Dead or Alive Extreme Venus Vacation again. And then no stream on the 14th because we have an afternoon game, even though it's an away game. And my dad and I might go to the bar and to watch the game from a partnered pub. If there's one in the area. If not, then I will be streaming that day too, sure. Right. Pete Donnelly settles in shortstop. He popped up to the shortstop his last at bat. Here's the first pitch to him. And he's lined that into center. Is it playable? It's going back there. Center fielder is as well. He's got it. And the side is retired. 3 pitches, 3 outs for Harry Wright. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We go to the top of the 5th. It's a tie ball game at 1. New inning means it's time for a new sponsor. He's one of the most entertaining guys on Twitch. Give him a follow. He's got a great save in Football Manager going with the rise of the capital and taking Edinburgh City, or Edinburgh, to the top of the Scottish pyramid and beyond. Give him a follow if you haven't already. The great A1 Ward is our sponsor for tonight's 5th inning. (9-1-2) spot due up for Troy. Harry Wright will lead things off. He grounded out his first at bat. First pitch to Wright. And he's grounded that over to third. Throws over to first, and that's in time for the first out of the inning. It's going to bring up Jimmy Holland and the top of the order. He's 0 for 2. First pitch to Holland. He takes that off the plate away, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Grounded over to short. Diving stop. The throw over to first. Ooh, that's a very bad throw. That is a very bad throw. Real bad E6. And it's an E6 that gives Holland in 2 bags as well. Shortstop Pete Donnelly gets credited with the error on the wayward throw. But Jimmy Holland will take second base via an error. And Troy's got a runner on second with just one out. That brings up Bill Craver. Struck out at his last at bat. He's 1 for 2. First pitch to Craver, and he's popped it up right at the second baseman as well. He's there. He makes the grab. And that's 2 away now for Troy. And it brings up Ezra Sutton, who's 0 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Sutton. That's a called strike. And it's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That is inside, ball 1. It gets by the catcher. It's a wild pitch. Holland gets to third. And now Troy's got the leading run 90 feet away. The 1-1 pitch. He's late to that one. It's 1-2. The 1-2 pitch to Ezra Sutton takes that off the plate away. 2-2. The 2-2. Sutton grounds it right back to short. Throws over to first. That's in time, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, and they leave one on base. We go to the bottom of the 5th here in Brooklyn. It's still a 1-1 ball game. Due up first for the New York Mutuals is Mike McGarry. We go to the top of the order in this one. 1, 2, 3 spots due up. We're going to take ourselves a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Right, welcome back. Bottom 5th here in Brooklyn. 1-1 game. Top of the order due up here for New York. Mike McGarry 0 for 2 settles in. Here's the first pitch to him. And he's late on that one. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Grounded foul, 0-2 the count now to Mike McGarry. Here's the 0-2. Inside, 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. That is ripped into left. Right at the left fielder, though. He's had to make a few steps to make the adjustment, but he gets there in time. And McGarry will sit down. That brings up Steve Bell, and he's 0 for 1 with a walk. First pitch to Bellin. And he's going to take that for a called strike at the lettering. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch to Bellin. He's popped it up right behind second base. Shortstop comes over there. Second base calls him off, and he makes the grab. And that's 2 away now here in the bottom of the 5th. That'll bring up Cal McVeigh. He is 2 for 2 so far today. McVeigh takes ball 1 inside. The 1-0. That's lined into center. That's going to be a base hit. And Cal McVeigh has got himself his 3rd knock of the afternoon. A single here with 2 outs. That brings up Henry Burroughs, 0 for 2 so far today. McVeigh could steal here. Lennox not got the best arm. First pitch is going to be taken for a ball, 1-0. Batter ahead in the count now. Tie ball game. He definitely could steal. This one's ripped. Shortstop, good stop. Throw over to first. That's in time. And it's a great play from shortstop Jimmy Hallinan that stops that ball from squeaking into the outfield. And from the inning continuing, he dives on it to his left, gets his hand on it, because there was no gloves back then. He gets his hand on it, gets up and gets it over to first base in time. What a play from Jimmy Hallinan. That's going to retire the side. No runs on 1 hit. They leave 1 aboard. We go to the top of the 6th. It's still 1-1. New inning means it's time for a new sponsor. He recently said he's going to be, he bought a camera so that he could start streaming. So why don't we support a fellow member of the FM and darts community? Bobby FCG Mast. Big shout out to him. Good luck on your streaming journey, mate. If you do decide to undertake it. But Bobby FCG Mast will be the sponsor for tonight's 6th inning. 4-5-6 spot due up first here for Troy. Fred Tracy, the man that will lead things off. He is 0 for 2 so far today. Here's the first pitch to Tracy, and he's going to take that run on the outside corner for a called strike. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Called strike 2 on the outside part of the plate. And it's 0-2. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Fred Tracy. He's taking that low, 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Popped up. Left fielder coming in for it. Is he going to get there in time? No, it's going to land foul. And it's 1-2 still. Here's the 1-2. He's fouled that into the seats. Remains 1-2. Here's the 1-2. Inside, 2-2. Here's the 2-2 pitch to Tracy. He's popped this up in foul territory. Third baseman's over there. He makes the grab. And Tracy is retired. That brings up Jim Foran. He's 1 for 2 so far today. Also scored the run. Here's the first pitch to Foreign. He's first pitch swung on that, and that goes right to the second baseman, who gloves it for the out. Patty Quinn, center fielder, next up. Quinn is 2 for 2 today. First pitch to Quinn. He's ripped that foul into the seats. Oh, 1 to Quinn. He's fouled that again. 0-2 pitch to Quinn. Fouled that off. Stays alive in the at bat. We'll do it again. Here's the 0-2. He takes that high, 1-2. Nobody on, 2 out. 1-2 pitch. Inside, ball 2. And it is 2-2 now. Here's the 2-2 pitch. He's ripped that into left. Is that going to stay fair? No, it's going to drift foul from the wind. And we'll do it again at 2-2. The 2-2. In the dirt, 3-2 now to Patty Quinn. Here's the full count pitch to Patty Quinn. Grounds that over to first, and that is bobbled by the first baseman, and Quinn gets aboard. It's an E3. First baseman went down to scoop it up, picked it up, and it slipped out of his hand. First baseman George Ewell gets credited with the error. And now the inning is still alive for Troy. Patty Quinn's aboard with 2 out. That brings up Frank Norton. He's over 1. First pitch to Norton taken is high, 1-0. Here's the 1-0 to Norton. He's ripped that into foul territory and left. And it'll be 1-1. Here's the throw over to first, and Quinn is back in time. Here's the 1-1. That's high, 2-1. Here's the 2-1. That's ripped into right, base hit. Frank Norton's got a knock. As Quinn goes to second, and now it's first and second with 2 outs. That brings up Bill Lennon. He's 0 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Lennon, and that is taken for a called strike on the black, on the outside part of the plate. And it's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's ripped over towards the second baseman. On to first. That's in time. And the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit. They leave 2 aboard. We go bottom 6th here in Brooklyn, New York. It's still a 1-1 ball game. 5, 6, 7 spot is due up for the New York Mutuals. It will be Riney Walters to lead things off, but we are going to take ourselves a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Bottom sixth. Still a 1-1 ball game here. Pretty much a pitcher's duel. As Riney Walters will settle in. He's 1 for 2 so far today. First pitch to Walters to lead things off here. And he's behind on that one. It's 0-1. The 0-1 to Walters. And that's grounded foul to the backstop. 0-2 now. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Grounded over to short. The throw 1 to first is in plenty of time, and Walters is retired. 6-3 on the putout. That's going to bring up Art Allison. He is 1 for 2. First pitch to Allison. He takes that high, ball 1. The 1-0 pitch. Grounded foul to the backstop, 1-1. The final game of June in the save. Before we kick on to July and the second half of our season. We are at the halfway mark after this game. Some teams playing over half of their games, some teams playing under half of their games. But 3 of 6 months complete. And only 3 months of baseball left before the World Series kicks off. Here's the 1-1. And he has ripped this into right. It's pretty deep, but the fielder's there. Makes the grab. And Allison is retired. Boston leading the American League. And Chicago leading the National League right now. But Boston look unbeatable in the American League. Chicago barely holding on. Charlie Fabra settles in 1 for 2 with an RBI. I don't want to say still a lot of baseball to be played, but certainly enough baseball to be played that things could change. Here's the first pitch to Pabor, and he takes that inside, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. That's high, 2-0. 2-0 pitch. Called strike. It's 2-1. Only an hour, 34 minutes for the game time right now. Here's the first pitch. Or here's the 2-1 pitch, sorry. Swung on and missed. That's 2-2. And we're into the 6th. The 2-2. Line foul. 2-2 it remains. Here's the 2-2 pitch. That's fouled again. We'll do it again. Here's the 2-2. That's low, 3-2. Full count to Charlie Pabor. Here's the payoff pitch. And that's grounded over to short. Throw over to first is in time, and he's got him. 6-3 on the putout. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. We go top 7. 1-1 is the score. I need sponsors for the 7th, 8th, and 9th innings. So I'm gonna grab the 3 lurkers for our sponsors. Crack Attack Central is an amazing Irish streamer. Shimigami Tensei 5 is what he was streaming today. He's done Kingdom Hearts. He's done Clair Obscur. He's done Football Manager. He's done Warhammer 40k, Space Marines 2. He's done it all. Awesome individual. Awesome guy to talk to and have a bit of crack with. Give Crack a follow. Crack Attack Central is our sponsor for tonight's 7th inning. 9-1-2 spots due up for Troy. It'll be Harry Wright to lead things off. He's 0 for 2. Here's the first pitch to Wright, and that's low, 1-0. The 1-0 to Wright is grounded over to first. He can take it there to the bag himself. He will. And Wright is retired. Top of the order now, and Jimmy Hollanen settling in. 0 for 3 for Hollanen so far today. First pitch to Hollanen. He swings on that. That goes into the seats. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Hollanen lines this into left, but it's going to stay up there. It's playable. Left fielder comes in. He makes the grab. 2 away now. Only 11 hits in this ball game. Not really a whole heck of a lot. Certainly nothing to break this deadlock. And now as Bill Craver settles in, he's 1 for 3. First pitch to Craver. Inside, ball 1. Here's the 1-0. That's below the knees, 2-0 to Craver. Here's the 2-0 pitch to Bill Craver, and he has popped this up in the infield right behind second base. Shortstop's there. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. No runs, no hits, nobody left on base. It is 7th inning stretch time here in New York. And we've got ourselves a 1-1 ball game. As always, it's time for Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We're going to step away. Enjoy this rendition of Take Me Out to the Ball Game. We'll be back in 2 with more. You heard the man. Play ball. Please tell me that played. Did you guys not hear that? No, you heard that. Good. Good. I was like, I thought that was glitching for a second. Right. Let's get some runs, says Stuart. Absolutely, man. I actually just had one of the worst things you can have for a commentator, Stuart. You're going to laugh at me. I had a nice cold drink. But you know what? I don't really care. I just need to record it real quick. My eating pattern since I got back from Italy has been all screwed up because they essentially have dinner after 7 o'clock over there, right? Like 7 p.m. is when they have dinner. So between 4 and 7, everything is almost a lot of things are shut down in Italy, right? And that's what they do. They have lunch late, later than I usually do. My lunches are usually like 12 noon, 1 o'clock. They usually eat lunch at like 2 is early for them. 3 o'clock, somewhere around there, 2, 3 o'clock. And then they go shut down between 4 and 7. And then they have dinner after 7 o'clock. Well, we eat here at like 5:30 p.m. And it's just the whole imbalance of the schedules coming back from Italy has got me overeating. So now I blew up a little bit in terms of weight. I was doing really good, actually. I was eating a lot less before I left for Italy. I left for Italy. I was 252 pounds, which is a lot lighter than what I had been in the last like 3 years. And I come back. I weighed myself at the end of last week, so about 4 or 5 days after I got back. I was 265. So I put on 13 pounds. So now I'm like, right, what I'm going to do, I'm going to track my calorie intake all day for absolutely everything that I eat. And I'm going to try to limit myself to 3,500, which I know sounds like a lot. It is a lot. But could be worse. Spain is dinner from 9 to 11. Yeah, 11 o'clock's what? 10 o'clock's too late to be having dinner. But that's what I was going to do. I figured I'll track my calories. 3,500 is what is the goal. And then as I get accustomed to limiting myself to 3,500, I can bring it down. Do you know what I mean? I can bring it down to 3,400, and then work on that for a few weeks, and then bring it down to 3,300. Work on that for a few. Bring it down to 32, 31. I want to get to a point where 3,000 is the maximum I have in a day. And then, starting on Monday, I'm going to hit the gym again for the first time in 2 years. I used to go to the gym every day. I was in the gym, well, not every day, but I was in the gym about 5 to 6 days a week back in 2024. And then my dad went in the hospital, and that I haven't gone back since. Monday, I'm going back. I've committed to it. And I'm figuring, I figure if I can limit myself to 3,500 and start burning those calories in the gym a little bit each day, I'm only going to go for like 40 minutes. You know what I mean? But if I can start burning those calories and then eventually working myself down to 3,000 and maintaining the exercise, then I'll really start to lose a little bit of weight. I always tell myself I would love to get back to my college weight of 220. I don't think that's possible. I'm too old, and I was, you technically still grow until you're about 25, 26. Like, your bones can still grow until you're about 25, 26. So I don't think being 220 at age 21, that's like I don't think that's achievable anymore. But if I can get down to like 240, 230, somewhere within that range, that'd be fantastic. Because I already know, based on what I did before I went to Italy, diet alone, I can get back to like 250, 255. So if I mix in exercise and that can kick me down to like 240, 235, I'll be very happy with that. That's the mindset, at least. I did see that the Irons are a point back of Spurs. Yeah, Spurs lost today. That game was wild. Bottom 7th, George Ewell will settle in. First pitch to Ewell. Well, I say that game was, that's grounded over the first. He's going to take it to the bag himself, and that's going to be the first out of the inning. I say the game was wild. The first half was wild. The second half really wasn't much going on. I mean, Palace didn't have anything in that second half. And Spurs were creating a lot, but they weren't anything quality. And they couldn't finish them anyway. So, but that first half was insane. It's going to bring up Pete Donnelly. First pitch to Donnelly. That's a called strike. It's 0-1. But yeah, we're only a point back of Spurs, level on points with Forest, but we're in the drop zone on goal difference by 4 goals. I think we can do it. I would love for us to pull out of the drop this month, because I would have been right all along. And I'm not a smidge narcissistic like that. But anyway, here's the 0-1. That swung on a miss. It's 0-2. Not narcissistic, but it's just nice to nail something like that. I had said all along, and you guys can go back on VODs and check it and everything else. I had said we are probably going to be okay, but it's going to be a situation where we're in the drop until February or March, and then we pull out of the drop in February or March. Well, it's March. We're now level on points with Forest. So I have a feeling by the end of this month we'll be in 17th place. Got to stay up for when Millwall. I hope they never come up. I want that club to go. I want that club to fall out of the football league. In all honesty. Right. Here's the 0-2 to Pete Donnelly. That's grounded over to second. Throw one to first. That's in time, and Donnelly is sat down. I'll bring up Mike McGeary. He's 0 for 3 so far today. That would be the worst thing ever. Millwall in the Prem would be the worst thing ever. Here's the first pitch to McGeary. And that's popped up in right field. Right fielder coming in. Can he make the catch? No, it'll just land foul. And it's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. Inside, 1-1. You have to be careful there. Harry Wright's starting to tire a little bit. Here's the 1-1. That's high, 2-1. 2-1 pitch. He's late on that one. It's 2-2. Here's the 2-2. Grounded over to third. Good stop. The throw over to first is not a good one. And McGeary is aboard on an E5. That will be third baseman Ezra Sutton getting credited with the error. Just a second for Troy. I've missed an error for errors. Donnelly has 2 errors for New York. Right. That brings up Steve Bell, and he's 0 for 2. There's the throw over to first. Runners back in time. I actually haven't looked at the championship standings in a while. I probably should do that. I have no clue who's even close to coming up. I think Coventry are still top, but I couldn't tell you who's second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, or eighth. Throw over to first, and the runner is back safely. There's the first pitch. That's grounded back up the middle. Base hit. And Steve Bellin delivers his first knock of the afternoon. First and second now with 2 outs. Cal McVeigh settles in 3 for 3 today. 2 on, 2 out. Opportunity for New York. First pitch to McVeigh. Swung on and missed. 0-1. The 0-1 to McVeigh. It's popped up right behind home plate. Catcher's there. He makes the grab, and the side is retired. No runs on 1 hit. They leave 2 aboard. We go to the top of the 8th. It is a 1-1 ball game still. Anybody's game. New ending means new sponsor. Bonga Benny Studio is a real chill gamer. It does play games like League of Legends and Age of Mythology is what he was playing last. Go check him out if you haven't already. Bonga Benny Studio is our sponsor for the 8th inning here tonight. It is the 3, 4, 5 spots. 2 up first. Ezra Sutton to lead things off for Troy. Tight ball game here. 1-1. First pitch to Sutton. And he's grounded that over the third. And that is an E5. Third baseman Steve Bellin bobbling the ball. And Sutton is aboard. The leadoff man is on base now for Troy here in the 8th inning. Here's Fred Tracy. He's 0 for 3 so far today. First pitch, he's going to bunt that down. That's a sac bunt. They go over to first. That's in time. And he does his job. He gets the runner over. Sutton goes to second, 1 out. That brings up Jim Foran. He's 1 for 3. First pitch to Foran. He's going to take that for a called strike. That's 0-1. Oh. That's 0-2. I double tapped it. He takes that pitch for strike. It's 0-2. The 0-2 pitch to Jim Foran.
Strike 3.
Swung on and missed. He struck him out. That's a big strikeout for Ronnie Walters. And now Patty Quinn settles in 2 for 3 for him today. First pitch to Patty Quinn. And that's outside, 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Grounded that foul. It'll be 1-1. Here's the 1-1. And he's grounded that foul to the backstop. It'll be 1-2. The 1-2 pitch. Popped up in foul territory. Third baseman's there. He drops it. The third baseman dropped it. It's foul. And that's another E5. Steve Bellin with his second error of the inning. And the inning is still alive. A new lease on life for Patty Quinn. 1-2 pitch. And he's ripped this into right. Going back. Is it going to stay fair? No, it lands foul. We do it again. The 1-2. That's high, 2-2. The 2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed, and Patty Quinn strikes out to retire the side. No runs, no hits. They leave one on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th. It's still Troy 1, New York 1. 4, 5, 6 spots due up for the New York Mutuals. Henry Burroughs leading things off. We're going to take a 90-second timeout. We'll be back with more in a minute and a half. Welcome back. Oh, I didn't mean to press pitch first up, but there's the first pitch to Henry Burroughs, and that's a ball, 1-0. New York trying to win this game, get above 500, move to within a half game of Chicago at the top of the National League. Troy would move within 6 games back of Chicago, keep their season basically afloat. Here's the 1-0. He's late to that one as Burroughs. It's 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. Ripped into center, base hit. And Burroughs has got his first knock of the afternoon. It's a leadoff single in the bottom of the 8th for New York. That's going to bring up Riney Walters, 1-4-3 today. Runner on first, nobody out. Zegon Hayes, what's good, bro? How are you, man? Good to see you. Zegon, check the announcement in Discord, in the announcement channel. It is pinned, but it is also the latest one that is above the, literally just above the go live message. Definitely check it out. Definitely check it out. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I've got 6 responses now to the forum. How's it going? Going good, man. But yeah, definitely check out the announcements on Discord. 100%. I am doing a giveaway for a brand new jersey. So if you're interested in picking up a jersey from the MLS, enter the giveaway. I'm doing good, though. Enjoying. I made another few announcements, so just checked. I'm not participating. All right, that sounds good. That's fair. But yeah, I'm doing good. I'm bringing 3 new games to this Twitch channel this month. So looking forward to that as well. Oh, don't make me. Oh, don't. Oh, don't. Come on now. Come on now. We didn't. Come on now. Come on now. You ain't gotta be like that, bro. You know what the funny thing is? I've actually genuinely bought amateur league jerseys as well. I have a bunch of tier 10 jerseys from England. So I can't say shit. Right. First pitch to Randy Walters. Here we go. He's ripped that to short. They go to second for 1. They cannot turn the double play, but it will be a 6-4 fielder's choice. Going to first will be Randy Walters. It's Henry Burroughs thrown out at second. So now 1-on-1 out for Art Allison, who's 1 for 3 so far today. Here's the first pitch. And that's bunted foul. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. It's ripped into center base hit. And it's a single for Art Allison. His second of the afternoon. Walters stops at second. And it's 2 on with 1 out now for New York. Charlie Pabor settles in, 1 for 3 with an RBI. Looking to drive in his second of the afternoon. He takes ball 1 inside. Here's the 1-0. He's chopped that foul to the backstop. It'll be 1-1. 1-1 pitch. Called strike 2, and it's 1-2. Here's the 1-2. That's low. 2-2. It goes to the backstop. It's a wild pitch. Walters goes to second. Or third. Going to second is Allison. And now the go-ahead run is 90 feet away with 1 out. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Inside, 3-2. And it's a full count now to Pabor. Here's the pitch. That's ripped into right base hit. New York have taken the lead. It's a single for Charlie Pabor, his second RBI of the night. Walters will score from third. Going to third is Art Allison, and New York have taken a 2-1 lead. No, Troy. It's only a run. If they can get out of this and get some runs, it's not the end of the world. It is only 1 run. But they got to get 2 outs. It'll be George Ewell stepping in. He's 0 for 3 so far today. First pitch to Ewell. He's grounded that over the first. That's going to be stepped on the bag himself, but the run from third will score. So RBI ground out. Scoring from third is Art Allison. It's 3-1. Pabor's made his way over to second on the play. Now runner on second, 2 down for Pete Donnelly. He's 0 for 3 today. Right, sorry. I'm just all sorts of. Still have it. It's like right here. It feels like it's right here. Here's the pitch. Donnelly fouls this off. It's 0-1. Here's the 0-1. That's taken away. 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. High and inside. 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch to Donnelly, and he has popped this into center field. Center fielder's coming in for it. He's got it. And the side is retired. 2 runs on 3 hits, and they left 1 aboard. We go to the top of the 9th, And New York have taken a 3-1 lead. 7, 8, 9 spots due up for Troy. It'll be Frank Norton set to lead things off. New ending, though, means it's time for a new sponsor. Grace Tendo is an awesome streamer, absolutely awesome streamer who plays a whole variety of games. She plays Euro Truck Simulator 2. She's playing Tunic. She's played through just all sorts of, I think, Dredge on stream. She's got a Metroid Prime Dredge, or Metroid Dredge, the fishing game, like the puzzle fishing. I don't know what you would call it, like puzzle fishing mystery game, and then Metroid Dredge as well. What a great streamer. She also's got 2 Point Museums that she plays on Tuesdays called 2 Point Tuesdays. And she does The Sims as well. Definitely check her out. Amazing streamer. Grace Tendo sponsors tonight's 9th inning. Top 9. Frank Norton settles in. 1 for 3 today. And here's the first pitch to him from Randy Walters. That's taken for a ball. 1-0. Here's the first pitch. Or the 1-0 pitch to Norton. That's taken outside. 2-0. The 2-0 pitch is popped up in the infield. Shortstop's come in for it. He's going to make the grab. And Norton is retired. We're going to have a substitution here. Clipper Flynn will come in for Bill Lennon. Here in the 9th. First pitch to Flynn, and he's going to take that below the knees. 1-0. Here's the 1-0. Inside. 2-0. Here's the 2-0 pitch. That's on the outside part of the plate for a strike. It's 2-1. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And that's ripped into left, right at the left fielder. Oh, he's barely got to move, and he makes the grab. And Troy are down to their final out. Harry Wright, the pitcher, it will settle in. 0 for 3 so far today. They're not going to sub him out for a pinch hitter. So odd that they subbed Lennon out, but not Harry Wright. But still, here's Wright. He's been hitting okay, to be fair to him. First pitch, he's popped this up deep into left. Drifting foul. It will land foul. We'll do it again. 0-1 now. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Grounded over to second. On to first. In time. And the ball game is over. New York grabs their 4th win at home. It was dicey. It was a pitcher's duel. But a 2-run 8th inning is enough to see them through. Final score in this one, the Troy Haymakers 1, the New York Mutuals 3. The Troy pennant dream is dead. They're 7 games back of the National League now. And they have played, this is their 20th game, so they have 12 games left. So they're not mathematically out of it yet, but they're 7 back with 12 to play. They're pretty much out of it. I've got the wrong pen color. Right, we go through your statistics as always. They're literally, the crazy thing is they're so bad, they're going to be the worst team in baseball, probably. I mean, they're 4-16. They're probably going to finish as the worst team in baseball this year. Let's go through your statistics for the the Troy Haymakers to start. Jimmy Hallinan finished with 4 at-bats, no hits. Bill Craver finished with 4 at-bats. He had 1 hit, and he had 1 strikeout, and he had a stolen base. Ezra Sutton had 4 at-bats, did not have a hit, and had a fielding error. Fred Tracy had 3 at-bats, did not have a hit, also had a sacrifice. Jim Foran had 4 at-bats, 1 hit, scored 1 run, and the only run for Troy, and also struck out and committed a fielding error. Patty Quinn had 4 at-bats. He had 2 hits and also struck out once. Frank Norton had 3 at-bats. He had 1 hit. He also had a sacrifice. Bill Lennon had 4 at-bats. He did not have a hit. Harry Wright had 4. Bill Lennon had 3 at-bats. Because the sub, I accidentally wrote the F7 under him instead of Clipper Flynn. So that's F7 for Clipper Flynn. So Bill Lennon had 3 at-bats, no hits. Harry Wright, 4 at-bats, no hits. And Clipper Flynn, 1 at-bat, no hit. Totals for the Troy Haymakers. 4 is 8, and 8 and 4 is 12, and 13 is 15, and 4 is 19, and 4 is 23, 26, 30, 31 at-bats. That's all I have. They have 34. 4, 8, 12, 15, 19, 23, 26. Oh, yeah, 34 is correct. 34, 1 run. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 hits is all I've got for them. That's not enough. 1, 2, 3 strikeouts, 1 stolen base, 2 sacrifices, and 2 fielding errors. We'll come back to the pitching stats in a moment. Your batting statistics for the New York Mutuals. Mike McGarry, 4 at-bats, no hits. Steve Bellin, 3 at-bats, 1 hit, 1 base on balls, 2 fielding errors. Cal McVeigh, 4 at-bats, 3 hits, 1 of which was a triple, by the way. Henry Burroughs, 4 at-bats, 1 hit. Riney Walters, 4 at-bats, 1 hit, scored 2 runs. The hit was a double. As well. Art Allison, 4 at-bats, 2 hits, 1 run. Charlie Pavor, 4 at-bats, 2 hits, 2 RBIs. George Ewell, 4 at-bats, no hit, 1 RBI, 1 fielding error. Pete Donnelly, 4 at-bats, no hits, 2 fielding errors. Totals for the New York Mutuals: 4, 7, 11, 15, 19, 23, 27, 31, 35 at-bats, 3 runs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 hits I have. That's correct. 1 double, 1 triple, 1 base on balls, no strikeouts, no stolen bases, no sacrifice bunts, 3 sac plays in general, 3 RBIs, 5 fielding errors. Now for the pitching statistic. This is light work for the games we've had, to be honest with you. What a light hitting game. Harry Wright, 9 innings pitched. I have his pitch count finishing at 106. That's correct. So 9 innings pitched, 106 on the pitch count, 1 base on balls, no strikeouts, 10 hits, 3 runs, and all 3 were earned. Wright will get credited with the loss. He's going to move down to 3-12 on the season. For Riney Walters, 8 innings pitched, because he didn't need to pitch the 9th. His pitch count 115. No base on balls, 3 strikeouts, 5 hits, 1 run. Was it earned? It was not even earned. No. Walters gets credited with the win. He moves to 8-7 on the season. Official game time, 2 hour, 14 minutes. 1,066 was the official attendance as well in the end. I really need to get a mat I can slide around this chair on. I'm literally just on the raw carpet. Let's finish today. So the game saves. There we go. There we go. There we go. Apparently I got news because McBride captures Rookie of the Month. Nice. Let's go over what's next. Fort Wayne. The next game is let's go over the standings first, and then we'll go over our July schedule. We'll look at our July schedule next. So that win puts the New York Mutuals within a half game of the Chicago White Stockings in the National League. Chicago 8-6, still top. New York now 8-7. Just a half game back. Fort Wayne 1 game back at 8-8. We are 2 games back now at 9-11. The Troy Haymakers sit at 4-16. They are 7 games back of the Chicago White Stockings now. They are the worst. They are the worst team in baseball, by the way, by 2.5 plus a game and a half, so that's 4 games. They're the worst team in baseball by 4 games. In the American League, unchanged. Boston 10-2, still at the top. Cleveland Forest Cities 9-5. They're 2 games back. Philadelphia Athletics have slipped into third. They're 10-7 at 2.5 games back. Washington Olympics 7-11, 6 games back there in the American League. Our next match, our next game, which is currently scheduled for Sunday, the 8th of March, will be the 8-8 Fort Wayne Kekiungas, who are 2-5 on the road, at the 10-7 Philadelphia Athletics, who are 4-4 on the road. That's an important game for us as well. And then our schedule for all of July, the 2nd, will see us take on Chicago at home. Or Chicago on the road. That's a massive game, by the way. Boston will take on Troy in Troy. On the 3rd of July, we have Troy at Cleveland on the 4th of July. The 6th of July, we'll see Cleveland at Boston. That's a big game, too. Fort Wayne will take on New York. Right now, that's going to be an absolutely monumental clash. That's on the 7th of July. 8th, we'll see Chicago take on Boston in Boston. And then we have our game in Fort Wayne, Indiana, against the Fort Wayne Kekiungas on the 11th of July. That's also a pretty big game, to be honest with you. Fort Wayne then travels to Rockford, Illinois for this game on the 15th of July. 16th, we'll see 3 games playing, in which we will get chat will have their pick of the litter. There's a doubleheader as well, rescheduled game from the 23rd of June because of the rain out. Washington at Cleveland doubleheader, but they will get to pick one of the 3 games to watch. The other ones including Troy at Chicago. 18th of July, we'll see chat's pick again between Washington at Fort Wayne or Boston at Philadelphia. The 20th of July, we'll see New York travel to Washington, D.C. for that game against the Olympics. 21st has us in New York against the Mutuals. And then the 24th, we'll see the Mutuals in Fort Wayne, Indiana. 25th, we'll see us at home to the Boston Red Stockings. That should be an interesting game as well. 27th, we'll have Philadelphia traveling to Fort Wayne, Indiana to play the Kekiungas. 28th has the Kekiungas in Brooklyn to play the Mutuals. And then the 30th, we'll have New York coming to town in Rockford, Illinois against us in the Forest Cities. And we finish with the Washington Olympics at the Chicago White Stockings. That's your schedule, your preview for July. We are going to be playing out of the park Sunday and Monday. And then we'll be back with out of the park on the 15th and the 16th. And that Monday, the 16th, will be the final day you will see Out of the Park Baseball 26. March 22nd is the next day afterwards with which Out of the Park returns, and it will be the brand new Out of the Park 27. Same save. We're going to carry it over, but it will be the brand new game. If you're watching on the YouTube VOD, thank you so much for watching. It was a pleasure having you. Until the next game, thank you for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.